Hey everyone, I'm Paintfect.
No, you're not. Hey. It's me, Paintfect. Clayfect is teasing you.
Yeah, but just a little bit. This is a special episode where Paintfect is going to show you some tips and tricks on how to paint my Tutootsies.
Yeah, I couldn't resist being part of this project. I'm really excited to paint all of the Tutsies. So before Clayfect hijacks it all, let's get painted.
Oh, let's get started.
No painted.
Oh. Oh.
Now guys, I have stolen Lovey. As you can see, I start with painting on the base coat.
And I can see you are dabbing it on.
Yeah, I stab the paint in. And you don't need to be light-handed here. You need a lot of paint.
You're doing that to sort of seal in the very fragile fluff I've made, right?
Yeah, I do. It easily crumbles. That's why I'm stabbing the paint on and not brushing it on.
This texture is by far one of the worst nightmares, but as soon as the paint is on, it is secure.
And now you can see, while the paint is still red, and I'm gonna use some white paint and a bigger brush.
Stabbing my cotton candy squirrel in the face.
Yeah, you can call it that. And now you can see me paint the nose.
As well as you are giving the Lovey a lustrous blush on its cheeks.
Yeah, isn't she adorable?
She really is. I just love how much she comes to life with some paint on.
Yeah, exactly. And now here with small pencil, I'm using it to
Whack.
No, not bragging, but to enhance the small details with the darker color.
How you paint those tiny details without using a wash, I will never know. But with the details done, you move on to painting the white.
Yeah, it's because it needs to be fully dry before you can make the iris.
Now, I have to say I'm pretty impressed because we didn't talk that much about what colors you should use on any of the sculptures because I wanted your artistic freedom to run wild, so to speak. So, except of me telling you that I wanted light colors, it was pretty much your choice.
Yeah, she gave me a kind of cotton candy whipped cream toothpaste swirl thingy, but I choose the light colors to emphasize the love, and that's why I'm also giving her a heart-shaped pupils.
Also, why you position it like she's looking upwards, isn't it?
Yes, I wanted her to look like a dreamer.
Is that why you made my cotton candy squirrel into a toothpaste commercial squirrel?
You need to have good breath when you're dating.
God. Anyway, you were going to tell about the highlights in the eyes?
Yeah, it's important where you place them, because or else your Tutootsie going to look cross-eyed, and we don't want that.
No, but what we do want is move on to the next Tutootsie.
Yeah.
And that is little Madi, my angry dinosaur bird thingy.
Yeah, and Madi couldn't be no other color than red. Angry red. But even if it looks easy, it's not easy to paint feathers.
Well, sculpting them wasn't a cakewalk either, honey.
No, I can imagine. You can see I need to stab the paint in between the feathers. That is why I'm using a smaller brush here, to really get the paint in the creases.
Now, with this light of a texture, it is very, very important not to overpaint the feathers, so the texture wouldn't get lost in the dry brushing.
Yeah, a fluffy pencil and a little bit of paint goes a long way. And guys, we all know that an angry queen needs a crown. So now I'm painting her spikes gold.
I have to admit though, I had no idea in what color I wanted the spikes to be, but I think the fact that you chose gold just made it look so amazing and really made them pop. Also, the fact that you chose this toned down sand color for the beaks and the claws really just made the sculpture come together.
Thank you so much.
And now I can see it's time for the irises.
Yeah, we need to put them in the inner corners so it looks more angry.
Really complimenting the body language I worked so hard on.
And when you make a small pupil, it emphasizes the feeling and the emotions even more.
Exactly. But I think that is pretty much it for little Madi, and we should move on to the next Tutootsie.
And now for this adorable Fusi.
Yeah, now for Fusi.
We love Fusi.
No, we don't love Fusi. We don't like Fusi.
Yes, we do.
He's stupid and orange. I don't like him.
I don't allow you to hate on Fusi. And yes, he's orange, but there is also orange in your logo.
Wait, there's what now?
Yes, there's orange.
I'm colorblind. Are you sure there's orange in my logo?
I'm 100% sure.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Mr. Clayfect?
Yeah, and while she's checking that out, you can see me paint the hair on Fusi. I have not mixed the two colors for the hair, and that's on purpose. So when you put the paint on the brush and paint the hair, it will create some highlights. It's also a great technique when you have to do stains in the hair.
I can't believe that it's orange. I always thought it was yellow.
It is orange, sorry. Now you see me doing another kind of orange, darker orange that I had diluted with water. And I'm painting it on to make shadows.
And therefore give it more dimension. Smart.
Yeah.
I have to ask now though, Paintfect. What in the world are you doing?
I'm lining his vest to separate the brown from the orange.
Oh, since they are so close together, you mean?
Yes.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, and you can see me clutching his body. Cause when you're lining a color, it's easy to shake on the hands.
Yeah, you can tell me that again. Every time I paint, my hands are always so damn shaky. But what are you doing now?
I'm putting some shades on.
Oh, that's give this the leathery look you're going for with the vest.
Yes, right.
See guys, I'm learning.
Yeah, that's right. And now you see me painted the eyes. It's important when you do a big eye to make a big iris for him to look more confused. That's also why when I paint the pupil, I needed to be more an oval shape instead of a totally round pupil.
Now, taking in mind that confusion is one of the more quiet emotions, it was very, very difficult to sculpt and to get this confused look. But I think you just really elevated it up to a whole new level with the paint and somehow made him look even more confused. And even though he is not my favorite, I'm definitely more a fan of him now.
I'm glad to hear. So do we like Fusi just a little bit more?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit more.
Hooray! And on to the next one! And now it's time for Terry, the yellow fella. As you can see here, I'm painting a base coat on, because it needs to be yellow.
I always hate painting yellow. You need to have so many layers before you get a good amount of coverage.
Yeah, that's why you need to do the white base coat. And remember always to let it fully dry before you paint over it.
Unless you want to blend two different colors, right?
Yeah, right. And it doesn't gonna look good. And now with the base coat fully dried, it's onto the yellow. I decided to use a bright yellow on this character. And I'm going to show you guys later why I chose this color.
I don't understand. It's exactly the same color as in my Clayfect logo.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
No, it's not. It's still orange. But this one is yellow.
It's the same color!
No, it's not. I'm sorry, but most of the colors, when they're wet, you can't see them.
Well, I see some sort of color.
Yeah, but not the nuances. Not while the paint is still wet.
Ah, maybe not.
But anyway, when you paint on the colors, you can see me swirling the pencil around to get the colors in all the small dents she have made. As you see now, I have taken a variety of different shades of yellow and some green. And now you've seen me lining the fins with a darker shade.
I just love seeing how well you managed to make the texture pop on little Terry.
Yeah, that's also why you're gonna see me dry brush him. I'm gonna take a feather pencil and put on a little bit of paint. And yes, I'm doing it on my hand because when you use a paper towel, it has a tendency to mush up the pencil, and we don't want that. And remember to only brush lightly at the top of the texture, so you don't get the color in the depths and the crease.
Well, that makes sense. Another fun thing that is with paint is I am always preaching on if you want an emotion flow, then you need to have body language and you need to have facial expressions. But another thing that is just as important is actually the paint.
Yeah, that's also why I'm giving him a much lighter paint on the face.
Precisely, and by using a lighter color like this, it does look like his face is completely drained of color, emphasizing his panicky look.
Yeah, and you know me, I love the small details. You can see me now painting the scales in different colors, just to make it pop some more.
Yeah, that really helps making the sculpture more interesting in my opinion.
And again guys, we're gonna do the eyes. We need a big iris. He really needs to have a big open eye to enhance the feeling again. That is also why I'm gonna make a small pupil on him.
Oh, I see. So by enlarging the iris, so to speak, and making the pupil so small, there's going to be such a large contrast between them, making him look even more terrified.
And remember to put the highlights in the eyes. It gives them so much more life.
But with the eyes done, all that was left was to paint the bottom and we was on to the next Tutootsie.
Yeah. And guys, now for my favorite. It's Opti. Isn't he cute?
Is that your favorite?
Yes, that's my favorite.
Huh.
Now, see, I'm gonna paint him a light green color. And guys, this texture is just like a potato sack. When you put on the paint, you need to brush it on, and then you're gonna use a sponge. I'm using a makeup sponge here.
So your favorite is literally a sack of dirt.
No, he's a potato sack.
He's not a potato sack, he has branches sprung up from the top.
Yes, but you can see inside the sack. I know there's potatoes inside. And a little dirt nose.
Yeah, exactly, a dirt nose because he's a sack of dirt.
Between the potatoes, there is dirt.
Okay, you win. From now on, it's a potato sack.
Yay! And guys, it's not always easy to paint when Clayfect's in the room.
Well, I was bored out of my mind. You were hogging the table.
Yeah, and now you know why you always get paint on you.
I actually always do get paint on me.
Yeah, and it's not you painting. And now it's time to enhance the seams. As you see, I'm putting a dark green color on, and I diluted it again with water. Then I'm taking a paper towel and just dabbing most of the paint away, but leaving it in the small crevices. And as you can see, when I'm using the paper towel, I also leave some of the paint to create shadows around the little fella.
Pretty much like you did with Fusi.
Yeah, right.
Smart. And now you're painting the leaves. And that leaves him looking stunning in my opinion.
Oh no! Guys, I'm using a dark green here to get Clayfect's texture to really pop again.
And with his head top thingy done, you move on to the eyes.
Yeah, he needs warm, hugging eyes.
Yeah, and the color really does the job here, in my opinion. I just think it's incredible how you're playing around with brown and green with this Tutootsie.
And also with the eyes, you have to use a warm color like I do with this orange.
You are also making the pupils rather large on this Tutootsie, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Because with large pupil, you get a more welcome and warm in the eyes.
But with the eyes in place and the last few details on, like freckles, we can finally move on to little Sadi.
And as you can see with Sadi, he has a furry texture. Wow!
What were you saying?
Texture!
Well, English is by far not our first or best language at all. But we try our best, guys, so please bear with us and have some patience.
Sorry! And with the fur, you can either use a wet brush or you can use a dry brushing, as you see me doing here. It gives a lot of dimension really fast.
Or you can use both, like you taught me, master.
Yeah, but that is another video. And if you don't got a feather brush, you can use one of your old brushes, like Clayfect do.
Yeah, well, I just prefer these old scruffy brushes. I don't know why.
And you just need to fluff the hair on the pencil.
And with the fur looking beautiful and lustrous, it was on to the details.
Yeah, it's important that you take your time, use a small pencil, and just have fun with it.
Yeah, well, as much fun as you can. It is playing with paint, not with clay.
Yeah, maybe. But I like the painting part much more.
And that is why you are called Paintfect.
Yeah. And every little detail counts.
But with the details sort of in place, you move on to the sad eyes.
Yeah, remember to make a really hooded eye. So he's looking down on the flower. And as you can see on the flower, I have used a little brown on the edges to make it more dead, so to speak.
And made Sadi's butterfly look like a sad version of a prom butterfly.
We all love polka dots.
But with the last details on, we move on to little Devious Devie.
This texture, let me tell you, is skin-like something. I hated it. I hate to paint him, and it was really difficult.
Nah, it was a good texture.
No, just no.
And you loved the texture.
No.
You squealed like a very, very angry chipmunk. You must have loved it.
No, it doesn't sound like that when I love texture or something. Let's move on.
Oh god, yeah. Let's move on to the pattern on the back you're making.
Yeah, I have maybe borrowed some.
Is that my hole punches?
Yeah, and look how nice it looks.
Is that paint on my hole punches?
Yeah, maybe. With this skin, I needed some other texture. So I have to make some.
You vandalized my hole puncher.
Yeah, maybe. But now, look at his little feet.
Well, they do look cute, I have to admit.
Yes, and every little Devie needs a pedicure. And with this texture and some of the details, we moved on to paint the hat. I choose black to give it a more villain look.
And that's so funny because we didn't discuss it at first that I wanted this villainous type of hat.
But it works.
It really do.
Especially with this emotion, guys. You need to do a lot of work on the eyes, because the eyes is going to be the most important part.
I couldn't agree more.
I placed the iris a little to the side and gave him a more cat-like pupil in order to make him a little more shady look.
Yeah, with the body language so closed off as little Devie is, the choice of color and the position of the eyes simply makes or breaks this sculpture, in my opinion. So I am just so happy how it turned out, I have to say.
I'm glad to hear that. And with this one being the last one, I really have to say, I'm so glad I have to be a part of it.
And I'm so happy that you wanted to be a part of it. It really means a lot to me. But with that being said, guys, it's time for us to sign off.
And we really hope you like all the Tutootsies.
Just like we hope to see you next time. But if you can't wait until next time, why not click on the square to your right? Then you're going to see one of these little cute Tutootsie get made. But until then, guys, bye!